Everyone, welcome to another edition of our Small Business Showcase here in Marshalltown. I'm really happy to be at Taylor's Maid Rite with Sandy Short, who has had Taylor's in the family for just a short 95 years. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we talk about being in business for 95 years. It's not a little amount of time, and it's been in Marshalltown for a really long time. And I know you're so proud to be from Marshalltown and have the business here. Why do you love doing business in Marshalltown?
The wonderful people that are here that support us, ones who've been here, move away, come back, always stop at the Maid Rite. I haven't been here for 2 years, but I had to have one today. We love to hear that. And of course, all the people who live here full time and are our great customers. Plus, I have wonderful help. Some of them have been here a long time too.
So you said you had some help over the years that have not been here for just 2 or 3 years, that have been here 30, 40 years. Talk a little bit about the longevity and why you feel like they wanted to be here for so long.
We think it's a good place to work.
Yeah.
So I hope that's it.
Awesome. And so, like we said, 95 years, you celebrate that 95th anniversary, one of the original Maid Rites that existed. And so tell me about kind of how it all started and how it got to be where it is today.
The Maid Rite started in Muscatine by a man named Fred Angel. The story is he made a sandwich, a loose meat hamburger sandwich, fed it to a guy, and the guy said, "This is made just right." Who knows? It's a good story. That was in 1926. Newton bought a franchise in 27, and my grandfather bought ours in 1928. So I'm proud that we're the only Maid Rite that's still owned by the original family. I think that's pretty good.
That's awesome. And I had a Maid Rite right before we filmed this, and of course a shake. And I believe that there's a right number of ingredients or the right way to eat a Maid Rite. What's your thoughts on the best way to eat a Maid Rite?
I like mine with mustard and onion. Mustard, onion, and pickle are your choices. People wanted ketchup. Had a man say, had to stop at McDonald's so my wife could get a ketchup packet to bring to the Maid Rite and put on her Maid Rite. So we had our customers vote on the back of their receipt. There were a few more no's. I think over 2,000 votes were cast, but there were so many yeses that we had to add ketchup. I also want to say we grind our meat fresh every morning. So all of the recipes on the internet are not what a Taylor's Maid Rite is. It's just good 2-piece chuck, double ground, brought up and cooked, and salt added when you make the Maid Rite.
Oh, and it's fantastic, let me tell you. So tell me, when we were talking earlier, when the ketchup was added, there was one person potentially that didn't care for that. Tell me a little bit of that story.
That's true. He paraded in front of the building. He had women's green capris on and a tomato around his middle, marched up and down with a sign saying no ketchup. It made the front of the Times Republican. I couldn't have bought advertising like that.
And you can't go to Maid Rite without some dessert as well. So talk to me about some of the options and what's potentially your favorite.
Well, a lot of people have malts for dessert, and then they don't want any pie, but I'm a pie pusher. We use Chef Pierre frozen pies. They're wonderful. Oh, I think chocolate would be my favorite. They're all good. Hard to decide.
You said you use Chef Pierre now, and it used to be there's some family that used to make those by hand as well, correct?
In the beginning, my grandmother made all the pies. And then later, as a little kid, I remember my mother making the pies too. So they were homemade. These taste like homemade.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to showcase you guys this month. And if you have not came out to check out a Maid Rite, today is the time. Swing by our office. We'll have some gift cards for you. And make sure you get a Maid Rite on us.